Hi guys, I hope that you're very well. It's Sylvana here and I am back for a new video on the Jewels and Gems YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, because it's the new moon in Pisces, I thought that why not do a tarot spread for the new moon in Pisces. So this tarot spread we'll do now. You can watch it straight away. You can keep it for whenever there's a new moon in Pisces. So for example, this evening or any other day of the calendar, whenever there is a new moon in Pisces, because this is like a set tarot spread. We will be doing 4 different sets of cards. So you can choose any number between 1 and 4 and see what is your message for this new moon in Pisces and what is it that you maybe need to work on during this time, self-reflect, or just think about, consider, keep in mind during this period, and see what you guys think. So whenever you're ready, we're going to take a deep breath all together. And like the pros say, whenever you are in that neutral state of mind, then we're good to start and pick the cards. So I'm going to start by shuffling the cards for you. And yeah, just try to relax, try to put yourself in a mood where you're just, taking it easy, try to be as calm and relaxed as you can, because they say that's the ideal way to pick a card. So the questions we're going to be covering today, they will be in each pile 3 different cards. That will be the following. Number 1, what are you being too idealistic about? Number 2 is going to be what truth are you trying to escape? And number 3, it's going to be how can you better confront these truths? So yeah, very much so. You can see a very Pisces theme, especially we have also at the moment the Neptune in Pisces. So very much so in that realm of dreams, illusions. It's very interesting state, and it's very important to remind ourselves that importance of not to be naive and not just to take everything for what it is, but always to be open to maybe observe and analyze things. And sometimes being skeptic is not a bad thing, because it gets you to think a little bit deeper about certain things, if you see what I mean. So let's get started. Whenever you're ready, we're gonna pick pile number 1, pile number 2, 3, and 4. So now guys, whenever you're ready, we're gonna get started. So first question, so that's gonna be pile number 1 before I get started. This is pile number 1. So if you guys have picked pile number 1, this is your message from the new moon in Pisces. So the first question was, where are you being too idealistic? And the card that we got here is actually the 2 of Swords. I think this is very interesting here. So what is the message behind the 2 of Swords? The 2 of Swords says that maybe many of your life's decisions have been struggling, and you have been noticing that there has been a bit of a reality check lately. Maybe you have been in a situation where you have started to realize that life is actually a bit more difficult than I thought. You were thinking that answers will come to you, that the right situation, the right scenario, the right people, the right moment will come at the right time. But this is not how life works. You have to put in a lot of time, effort, energy into getting things done. And like actual real life decisions and turnarounds come from big difficulties sometimes. Sometimes to really see an outcome, you need to go through a phase of going deep into moments of difficulties, and that's where this happens, you know. And maybe you have been making choices a bit lightly, and you have forgotten the importance of putting in a lot as well of intention and a lot of good intent. And that could be an area where you are starting to realize that actually to get things your way and to get the things coming to you to manifest and attract, you actually need to put in a lot more effort. And by doing this, you will start to be more aware of all this, and you're going to be more aware of consequences, because you're going to start now to, maybe now is the time to start realizing the importance of responsibility and taking taking those actions not for and results not for granted, but for what it is, and putting in a lot of work, and admitting to yourself that, you know, for positive results I need to put in a lot of positive intentions, or of positivity out there. That's what they say about the law of attraction. You have to put out a lot of positivity to receive back positivity. You know, whatever you put out, that's what you attract. So now is the time to understand that this is how it works, and that it's not just all easy and just wait for it and just it's gonna come. And no, you have to be fully aware of the importance of your actions and the possible consequences coming from the actions you take. Then the next card was, what truths are you trying to escape? So for this card here, interestingly enough, we have a 7 of Pentacles. So that means that maybe the truth you've been trying to escape lately is the importance of the long-term view. You can see the connection with the previous cards. You know, you have had difficulties maybe lately to grasp or admit the importance of perseverance, and maybe the importance of investing time and investing effort and investing energy, and you know, that rewards are not going to come easy, like something such as an instant rewards here and there is just not the real deal. Is just, you know, it's just giving a little treat to your pet. It's it's good for the here and now, but where does that lead you to? How far can it go? How big can this grow? You know what I mean? Maybe lately you've been trying to escape that sense of that there's no guarantee. I know that might sound harsh what I'm going to say, but there's no guarantee that a positive outcome will come out of your actions. And here the key element behind the 7 of Pentacles is that if this is the case, there is only one thing you need to remember, is that you need to do your absolute best, and you have to be grateful for what you have. And by keeping doing this, by keep doing your best, and by keeping being grateful and appreciating where you are right now, it will be all right. You know, we sometimes forget the importance of gratitude in our lives. You know, we are being taught, you know, always to look for more, always to want more, always to search for more. And, you know, as people, you know, we have that serious lack of appreciation, and especially that lack of gratitude. And I know that myself, because, you know, as a Virgo sun, I find it very hard. I used to find it very hard to be grateful, because I was always in that constant quest for better, for more, for you know, especially as a Virgo sun, you're constantly in that search for perfection, you know, and you don't have that sense of taking the time to pause, taking the time to appreciate where you are and how far you've come. Yet this is the key to everything, and this is the key to accomplishing what you want to accomplish. And last but not least, we've got how can you better confront these truths? So very interestingly, we've got actually the Page of Pentacles here. So the Page of Pentacles, he is here to remind us that to better confront these truths that you're facing lately, you have to develop a new skill. Try to learn something new. Try to open yourself to starting something new. Maybe that's what makes sense. You know, because the more skills you will have, the more skill set, the more abilities, the more experience, the more wisdom you will have. And this will allow you, you know, to accomplish more of your goals. You will achieve more by doing this process. So don't be afraid now to start expanding your skill set. Try to learn something new, maybe something that you've genuinely been really into lately, maybe an old passion of yours that you want to bring back, or maybe just a new set of skills that you know will be valuable to you and that can bring you to another level. Now, if you have picked pile number 2, this is your message from this new moon in Pisces. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to those same questions. So where are you being too idealistic? That was the first question. So interestingly, we've got the Knight of Wands reversed. So basically the Knight of Wands reversed is kind of here to tell you that you've been having difficulties maybe lately to understand the importance of thinking before acting, and you have been maybe the type that, you know, you're pushing, you want to get a lot of done, you have a lot of energy, you're full of vitality lately. Maybe you've been surrounding yourself too much with carnelian and citrine lately, but the problem is that is by being overactive and doing too much, you're not taking enough time to just slow down and observe and take a little reality check. And maybe you've been underestimating the importance of thinking before acting, and of just taking that time to just reconsider everything and just see, okay, before I do this, does that make sense? Am I doing the right thing, or can I do it better? You know, you have forgotten the importance of that, or maybe you just clearly did not see it at that time. And yeah, you have to reconsider the importance of checking in first. And you've maybe lately for you, you've been just thinking that yeah, the more I do, the more I get done, the better it's going to be, the more efficient I'm going to be, the more successful I'm going to be, the more everything will be better, you know. But that is not technically true. It's not about being an overachiever. It's about a balance between achieving and thinking. So before you act, just take the time to plan, take the time to observe, take the time to set a nice structure. You know, it's important for your own security, for your own safety, you know, you need structure. It's important. So that could be the message for you here. Then the next one was, what truths have you been trying to escape lately? So for you, oh, very interesting. Okay, now this is the Ace of Cups reversed. Yes. So what does that mean? So you've been trying to escape maybe the importance of listening to your feelings. That kind of ties in with what we just said. You're just too busy acting, you're just too busy trying to get things done. You're really, you're overworking that masculine energy within you. And unfortunately what's happening is that you're starting to escape from your feminine energy, and you're maybe starting to forget about it. Maybe you're deciding to for some reason to not listen to it. Yet we're all both masculine and feminine energies, and both of them need to work in harmony. They need to coexist in order to work to their fullest potential within ourselves. So maybe lately for you, you've been trying to escape the importance of opening your heart, listening to your emotions, listening to your feelings, listening to your intuition, trusting your gut, trusting that inner deep feeling. Maybe lately you've had that difficulty, you know, of admitting that something maybe does not feel right, but you just feel compelled to act because you think to yourself, yeah, it's all about action, it's all about making moves, it's all about being a boss, or, you know, getting stuff done. Well, here the Ace of Cups is here to tell you that you need to listen to your inner self. You need to listen to that inner voice, and that just take time to pause and check in with yourself, and just send love to yourself. You need to send love to yourself. You haven't done that lately, and unfortunately, you know, this could lead to something negative at some point. You know, something might happen, and we don't want that, you know, anything negative to come and happen. So no, definitely send love to yourself. Listen to your feelings, your emotions. Let them speak. However you feel, let it out, let it be. You know, embrace it and love it. You should love your emotions regardless of what they are. If you feel good, amazing. If you feel stressed, embrace it and accept it. Accept that stress, accept that it's there, and appreciate it, because maybe it's a sign that it's time to slow down before something worse might come your way. And then, last but not least, how can you better confront these truths? Now, we have something very interesting here. This is the Tower. Yes, the Tower, the one and the only. Now, I know usually the Tower is synonymous of chaos. The Tower is synonymous of, you know, a lot of, you know, explosion. As you can tell, it's a very, very very powerful card, to say the least. But what is also the message behind the Tower? It's not all gloomy and scary. The Tower is here to tell about personal transformation. It talks about spiritual awakening. The Tower talks about massive change. Massive change. It talks about that sense that what you need to do is very simple. Definitely much more simple than everything you see here. We'll just keep it to one sentence only. What you need to do, guys, is you need to confront your truths by breaking free from your old ways of thinking. Yes, indeed, that have been holding you back. Because all those limiting beliefs that maybe you grew up in, that maybe people around you have been pushing you to believe are true, or maybe that you for yourself decided that this is the way it should be, because maybe society dictates it that way, because, you know, you've been taught that way, and because maybe you believed that that was the way, with whatever that is. You have to let it all go. You have to start from zero. You have to destroy it all. I know it sounds extreme, but you have to break it all down and start rebuilding that mindset. Start rebuilding and shifting that mindset for something more positive, you know, like all those self-limiting beliefs, or anything that from the past or from your childhood might have held you back, that maybe is still holding you back to this day. You have to release it. You do not need to keep those thoughts anchored within you. They do not define you. You can do so much more. You can achieve so much more, and it can all be done on your terms. Yes. Now, I love that message. I think that particular pile was very powerful. Let me know in the comment section below, guys, what do you think so far of this reading? Are you enjoying this? Please let me know and give this video a thumbs up. It always helps. Now let's move on to pile number 3. So if you have picked pile number 3, this is your message from the new moon in Pisces. So next, where are you being too idealistic? very interesting. We've got the Nine of Cups reversed. So what does that mean? That means that maybe lately, well, for me, the Nine of Cups talks about materialism as well as, you know, emotions. But what is the mix between materialism and emotions? It's actually indulgence, when you think about it. So maybe what's happening to you is that lately you've been thinking to yourself, yeah, you know, life is good, life, you know, is short, let's just go mad, I'm gonna overspend, I'm gonna buy that expensive thing that I've seen the other day online that, you know, just made me, you know, go crazy for, and you know, I don't know if I really need it, but it was super pricey. I don't actually even have the budget for it, but I said, you know what, I'm gonna buy it anyway. Or maybe you're just overindulging in food and you're eating like mad, you're eating all sorts of stuff, you're not really paying attention and just thinking, yeah, it's grand, it's good, I'm just gonna keep going, I'm just, you know, in some ways I'm doing self-love, am I? You know, but the problem is that by doing also this, you're creating for yourself a lot of frustration, because first of all, it's not good for your emotions to overindulge, because, you know, it's just not the right, you know, way to do things. Balance is key, harmony is key. You know, it's all about doing things in moderation, you know. Overeating, it's not healthy for you. Overspending, it's not healthy for your bank account, you know what I mean? So maybe lately you've also had difficulties with your own goals and desires, and maybe you have been frustrated by how they have not come true. You've been frustrated how they have not yet happened. Well, maybe you've been unrealistic. Maybe you have not been doing the right things to make sure they happen. Like maybe lately you have been unreasonable, shall I say. You know, we can all tend, you know, be like that. This is not uncommon, and being unrealistic, unreasonable, you know, it's just not going to lead to anything positive. You know, nothing positive can happen if there's no proper, good intended action put behind it. That's what I'd say. And so to follow up with that, what truths are you trying to escape? And funny enough, we've got here the King of Pentacles himself, but reversed. So what is the King of Pentacles here for? Well, he's kind of telling you that what you've been trying to escape lately maybe is the importance of discipline. You've been, which kind of again ties in with the previous card, is just crazy, guys, isn't it? It talks about self-discipline, leadership, you know, wealth, money management. You know, maybe lately maybe you've been trying to escape from the reality that self-discipline is key to anything, that money management, wealth management is also very important. You know, overindulging, overspending, as we said earlier, is not going to be the answer. You know, you've been too out of balance. Maybe you've been overspending your money lately in some ways that are just not good for you. Literally not good for you, not good for your overall situation. And this lack of balance, guys, you need to do something about it. This is not good. And you know, you have to think about it all. And or on the other side, maybe you've been a bit stubborn, maybe you've been a bit rigid with your money, maybe you've held it all like that, you know, and you've been thinking, you know, like you haven't done the right moves with all that. I mean, like, wealth can be your friend, it's not your enemy. You just need to understand how it works and work with it, you know, and break free from, you know, any of those beliefs that just don't make much sense. And don't be so serious all the time. Remind yourself that it's okay to chill for a second and just take the time to observe everything before going crazy about taking an action that might be too extreme or too extravagant. And that will help. You know, don't be afraid to ask for advice around you. Don't be afraid to talk about it with other people around you, and you'll be surprised what good outcome could come out of that. you know, there is people around. You just have to open yourself to to share and see what is their take on it, and you'd be surprised. And then how can you confront these truths that you have been facing lately? Very interestingly, here we have the 7 of Wands. So what does that mean? That means that the best way for you guys to confront everything we've just said is by building up your self-confidence. Maybe that could have been your issue. Maybe you're not just confident in yourself, and maybe you don't trust yourself, you don't believe in yourself, and that could resonate why maybe your wealth management, maybe your money management lately has been a bit difficult, because maybe you don't believe in yourself and how you can be actually amazing at it. Maybe you don't believe in your potential in building a wonderful wealth management system, you know, or you know, just anything along those lines. I'm talking about wealth because we did have, you know, 2 cards before that very much talk about that. So, you know, that would be here more so the message. And you have to believe in yourself, and what's very important is you have to try constantly to improve yourself. Life is also about self-improvement, self-development, and that's what you need to focus on. Maybe that's where you actually need to spend your money in, rather than spending it on funny, silly, you know, quirky little things out there that might be over your budget. Try to spend money on something that really can benefit your self-improvement, your self-development, that you feel and you know deep down helps you and shows you that you believe in yourself. Invest in yourself, you know, hold your position, keep fighting for what you truly believe in, and be courageous, be persistent. That's more so here the message behind the 7 of Wands. So yeah, hopefully this makes sense. Let me know if this resonates with you. I'd love to know. You can put that all in the comment section below. And last but not least, let's just finish off with the pile number 4. So if you have picked pile number 4, guys, this is your message from the new moon in Pisces. So what we got here is where are you being too idealistic lately? And what we have here is actually quite interesting. We got the Temperance. So the Temperance here, as far as we can understand it, it says that maybe lately, I'm going to repeat myself a little bit, I'm so sorry, but some of these cards kind of make a lot of sense the more you talk them through. It talks about overindulgence as well. So maybe somehow you also, pile number 4, whoever you've picked that pile, you guys have maybe been overindulging, and you have been thinking, or maybe got yourself to believe that this is good for you, or that this is something that can have great results for you, you know, and it's taking you away from who you truly are. I think that is the problem really here with the Temperance. By doing this, it's really it's draining you down, you know, from your highest potential and from the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. So, you know, you've been too idealistic in that sense that you have been neglecting or refusing to see, or maybe ignoring the importance of balance and flow. And maybe you've been thinking, like, genuinely thinking that, who needs balance, who needs flow, these are just words. What do they really mean? Do they mean something? I mean, what's the whole purpose of it? What's the whole point of it? You know, or maybe you've been refusing, maybe you have been not allowing yourself to see it. And here the message is that you need to really listen to how you feel, you know, because if you don't listen to how you feel, if there's a little voice out there that says, you know, oh, I don't feel that makes much sense, or, you know, that doesn't feel right, you know, don't oppress that voice. Take it into account, listen to it. You don't have necessarily to apply and execute on what it says, but even just allowing yourself to listen to it, it's already putting yourself in the right direction. But you see, if you're not even allowing yourself to do that, you know, it's going to be very difficult. And you know, temperance also talks about healing and self-healing. So you need to reevaluate right now everything you're doing, because this is the only way that you guys will be able to heal and grow and expand, you know. Next, what truths are you trying to escape? So then we have the Five of Swords. So Five of Swords kind of tells us that you could have had old wounds, maybe from the past, that could have reopened lately. Some thoughts from the past, it could be an early-ish past, you know, like something recent, but it can also be something from a long time ago, like proper past stuff, like childhood stuff, you know, that has resurfaced, or that you have been thinking about, that has came out of nowhere, and you've been kind of struggling with the idea and with the concept of facing it in order to heal from it. And what's happening is that, you know, you're expressing and creating for yourself a lot of stress and anxiety by doing this, because, you know, it's like if you do not allow yourself to face those inner demons, you will never do your healing work. You will never be able to do it. And unfortunately, by trying to push it out, by trying to ignore it, by trying to repress it, it's only gonna get worse. And unfortunately, it means that in 5 years from now, you can still have you know, anxiety out of it. In 10 years from now, you might still have anxiety out of it. And is it really worth it? No, it's not, you know. So here the idea is that there has been conflicts at some point that you have been trying to escape from, and that now, you know, you have to try to move forward from it. You have to move on from it, because, you know, otherwise, if you don't create the positive change or moving forward from it and moving on by facing those, you know, demons, by taking your courage into your two hands and facing that conflict and creating positive change by moving forward, you won't heal. And then last but not least, we'll see if that card confirms it all. How can you better confront these truths? So here, interestingly enough, we actually have the Two of Cups. So what does that mean? Well, it's actually very interesting. I was not expecting to see the Two of Cups for some reason, but the message is actually quite beautiful here. As you can see here, the Two of Cups talks about a union. It's about love. So the answer for you is love, and love is healing, and love is the answer to everything, like we said with the first pile number one. So you can see how they all kind of even coexist together, all those cards, you know. You could take it all as a full reading if you want. But here the idea is very simple. Love is the answer to it all. So what you need to do is focus on what the message of the Two of Cups is. It's unified love, it's partnerships. So that could be you know, deep connections, like work with others, allow yourself to open yourself to your partner. If you have a partner, if you have someone in your life, you know, talk to them, tell them what you're going through, tell them what's been happening lately to you, share with them. And you know, because by talking about it, it can also help you a lot. Don't keep it all for yourself. Don't be afraid to share it. That can be, you know, a life partner. It can be talking to you know, we can even bring it to a broader stance. So, you know, share with others, people in your life that are meaningful to you. Talk to your loved ones. Don't be afraid to share with them what's been on your mind and what you're going through, because you know you're there to support them. They will be here to support you, and you are not alone in this journey. You know, everyone is going through all sorts of stuff, and you know, we all have our own fights, you know. So just remind yourself that it's so important to remind yourself you are not alone in your journey. Don't be afraid to reach out and you know, seek for support. There's nothing bad about it. There's nothing wrong about it. Don't think for a second that it looks weak, that, you know, it's bad. You know, anyone, what other people do it, why would you not do it? It's as simple as that, you know. And maybe you can also take it to another level. The Two of Cups also talk about the importance of self-love. So maybe now is the time to really start also to dive into that self-love and self-appreciation and self-acceptance. You know, try to do things that are good for you, positive for you. And because you need to honor yourself. Like, it's fine if you don't have, for example, a partner. Well, that is the answer for you. Dive into that beautiful self-love and show yourself that you appreciate yourself for who you are, whatever you're going through, that you have the inner strength to go through anything, and you can do it all, and that, you know, nobody's perfect. We are all fighting our own fights. The key is just to remind ourselves what we're grateful for. Remind yourself what you're grateful for. Why do you appreciate yourself for? And you will be fine. You know, you will be able to do it. I believe in you. You should believe in yourself. It's as simple as that. So yeah, that would be my message to end this pile number 4. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. It was very powerful, very interesting, and I loved the message from the last pile number 4, about that sense of self-love, because the new moon in Pisces is all about reminding us of the importance of love and what love represents in our lives, and how love can be the cure to, you know, so many things. Like, love is healing. Love equals healing. And yeah, I hope this makes sense to you. Please let me know in the comment section below, guys, how do you feel about this reading? Did you enjoy it? Did you find it interesting? Does it resonate with you? What pile number you picked? Please tell me everything in the comment section below. I want to see all your wonderful, beautiful messages and comments. Thank you so much for joining me for this pick a card tarot reading. I wish you all a beautiful new moon in Pisces and a beautiful new moon ritual. Let me know what your plans are for this new moon ritual tonight. If you are planning to do one, I would love to hear about it, and I will be talking to you tomorrow. Thank you so much, guys. See ya.